Welcome to Tae Kwon Do training with Grandmaster Bob Lemire. Grandmaster Lemire won't be here today, but we have a special guest here. This is a good Reverend Jamie Proctor. The Reverend, he worked with Bob and I in early 70s, 73, 74, something like that. And then he drifted away. He had another path to follow. So now he came back, and he's with us again, working with us. But today, he has a lot of talent, and we'd like to demonstrate what he's been doing since we've lost touch and got back in touch together. Ivan, thank you.
Thank you. About 15 years ago, I started studying iaido, which is the art of, basically it means the art of drawing Japanese sword. I'm going to demonstrate, there's 12 forms in the Seite Gata series of what I've been doing for the past 15 years. I actually teach in another studio, but I study here at United Taekwondo with Grandmaster Pelletier. So if I can get started. What I'll do is I'll perform each form, explain what actually happens depending on time. We'll see how many I can get through. This is Ippon-mei, Mai. Mai is the name of the form. Ippon-mei means first in Japanese. That's the first form. I'll go through an explanation, brief explanation of what it is. The first move would be called sayabiki, which is extending the saya, which is the case for the sword, almost like drawing the hammer of a gun. As I draw, I pull back, make the first initial cut across the chest. You've weakened the opponent. The next one comes up. As he's falling back, you slide in, cut down to the face. This is shibori, which is called blood cleansing, basically getting the blood off the blade. You're just double checking what you just did. And noto, putting the sword back. You come down to an almost kneeling position just to check on your opponent to make sure he's done. And back. And then step away. The second form is called Nihome Yushiro. The only difference between the first and second form, obviously, is this position where you start. The third form, Sanpome, Yukanagachi. The explanation for Yukanagachi. Your opponent's in a standing position. In this style, you don't block with the actual sword. Back of the blade is hitting the cutting edge. Never hit cutting edge to cutting edge. It's hit, it's deflected, turn, cut. Shibori and Noto. And again, checking on your opponent. Shihogiri. This is called Suka Ate. It's done in a different sitting position than the first three. The explanation. Opponent in front, close quarter. You're striking with the suka, end of the handle. You're drawing sayabiki, drawing the saya, case, from the sword, turn. Opponent in the back, come back, the one that you stunned with the handle, cut. Shibori. Noto. You're sliding back to make sure the opponent's finished. This is Gohome, Kasagiri. Explanation. Kesa is this line in the uniform, the seam of the uniform. So the first move, the sword's actually turned so that the cut is made up the kesa, caught here, back down, same position. Jodan, to make sure it gives you plenty of room in case you ever had to do another strike. Shibori, blood cleansing, Noto, and back. Form number 6, Ropome, Morote ski. The explanation for Morote ski. Again, just like you're pulling the hammer of a gun back. Slide forward, draw back. First strike is to the face. This jab is called the ski. The opponent behind takes the hit. The one you've just damaged by ski, you finish. Shibori, blood cleansing. Noto. Kyohome. Sampogiri. This form, Sampogiri, is broken up. There's a hallway, X-shaped hallway. Your opponents are on both sides of the hallway and one directly in front. As you're coming down the hallway, the first opponent to the right gets the first strike, but you're positioning the feet for the next strike. The opponent on the left takes the next hit. Opponent on the right, never having to move my feet, keeping the same stance. Noto. Basically, this position is so you can kind of check out evaluate your situation. Checking all three opponents to make sure they're all down. Shibori, again, blood cleansing. Noto. The eighth form, Hachihome, Gamanate. Japanese breakdown, Gamanate, is face strike. So you're coming in, striking with the pommel or the end of the tsuka handle of the sword to the face. You're drawing, again, sayabiki. You're turning. Ski to the opponent behind you, the one that you've rocked by hitting him with the butt of the handle. You come back to finish. Shibori and Noto. Number 9, Jupome, Sote Ski. Sote ski, where's the word ski again? The opponent on the left, you've damaged. You draw back. Push. Sword basically goes under the rib cage. As you twist, you're obviously creating a bigger wound by twisting the blade. As you draw back, Shibori and Noto, and back to the original position. This is Ju Pi Mome, Shihogiri. This move is used in other forms of Iaido, other series of forms. As you're coming in, this opponent is starting to draw his sword. You're coming up and you're breaking his wrist before he's able to draw the sword. You're breaking the wrist. Behind me is another opponent. I'm going to ski. The guy who just broke his wrist, he's still kind of in the game. He's done. This opponent is done. This one is stepping back, so you have to come in, strike. Again, go down. You're evaluating your situation, making sure there's nobody getting back up. Shibori and Noto. This is number 11, Ju Ipome. Ju Ipome, many cuts. You're coming towards the opponent. You're stepping back to avoid him cutting you. You're making one strike to the shoulder. He's basically stumbling backwards. Next shot is to the chest. Next shot is to the midsection. You see that he's still going. I'm going to bring the sword to the side. I'm cutting across the middle and finishing. And Shibori. Noto. Number 12. Junihome, which is unusual that it's the last form, but it's the shortest one. Similar to many cuts, just obviously a lot shorter. You're coming back, you're drawing to avoid getting hit by your opponent. You're coming in for one kill shot. The sword is actually, at this point, has to be drawn straight back for obvious reasons. Shibori. And Noto. Also the only form that you step forward with a right foot. Those are the 12 Iaido forms. The style is very traditional set. It has a lot to do with, there's a lot of honor involved. Samurai were a very honorable people. The tattoos on my face represent some of them. Bushido, which is basically, in a nutshell, was the code for the samurai that stood for that you die for your family. The 7 virtues of the samurai, courage, strength, so on. But in a nutshell, though, the style itself is based on drawing the sword, obviously. At the end of the forms, these pants are called hakama. This rope is a sageo, obviously to keep your case from falling off your belt. If there was an instructor in front of me, I would bow to the instructor first. Bow to the sword. An interesting bit, normally when the Iaido is started, the blade, the cutting edge is facing the opponent with the suka or handle on the right side. There's no left-handed samurais. My instructor, who I ended up taking over for because he had a stroke and retired, unfortunately, was a very passive man. So he believed rather than be threatening during a class, to point the cutting edge towards you, handle on the left. And then we would bow to the sword and back.
Reverend. Thank you, sir. Reverend is not only pastor at this and teaches this, but he's also a very famous tattoo artist in the area, worldwide, everywhere. So they've heard about him. But
Yeah, we own Shogun Tattoo in Salem.
let's see, yes.
And I just want to thank everyone at United Taekwondo for allowing us to do this here. And
Yes,
it was really nice of all the grandmasters to get together.
Yeah.
And the Northeast Aikido in Salem for letting me, because I had to basically ask their permission too, because I do teach at their school. So, but I appreciate it, much
Yeah.
appreciated, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'd like to thank Grandmaster Lemire for inviting Reverend Proctor, and we'd like to thank DATV for having us on again. Okay. Cheerio. Thank you very much.
Thank you.